It's coming. And welcome to the Amputee podcast. I am one half of the team. We have with us the lovely co-hostess, Chef T. Chef, say hi.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today?
And I am your co-host here, Mr. Q. And today's show is brought to you by the Black Lotus Jojoba Oil Company. Organically grown, cold pressed, and lightly scented oils will rejuvenate dry hair, revitalize dry skin, and release your shine. Black Lotus Jojoba Oil. You can find it online at blacklotusoil.com. And also by Quander & Son Construction and Landscaping. Inside or out, Quander & Sons professional staff will have your home or business looking its very, very best. To schedule your free estimate, call 760-553-3617. That's 760-553-3617. And remember, Quander & Son, here to lend a leg. You like that little Chef T? I put the leg thing on there since I'm missing my leg. Okay.
Right.
All right. And so here we are. Tonight, very interesting. We have scheduled here two guests. Brother Omar was here a moment ago. I'm sure he'll be coming back. But we do have joining us tonight, Chef, Plump Queen. Plump Queen is a businesswoman, artisan, and spiritualist. And I will let her tell us a little bit about yourself and also tell us about your disability as well, Plump.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. I am Plump Queen. That is an acronym for Powerful Ladies United Making Progress.
All right.
I've been an amputee for May 27th will be 14 years.
Okay.
I pretty much started on Facebook about 3 years ago, just started talking about my story and using it as a way to inspire other people, amputees and regular folk alike. And so that just kind of spiraled into a business, LLC, my YouTube page, and now I'm launching a streaming network on Roku TV in April called Amspire Media Network. So I'm very
excited. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm just a regular person who is just using all of the things that the universe and God, whatever it is you want to call it, has given me and to fulfill my purpose. That is really what I am. I'm just like everyone else. Everyone is just like me. Everyone has their thing. So I'm just here to show you that that's true.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. That's all right. And did you say how long you had been an amputee?
Yes, 14 years. The 27th of May will be.
Okay. And now this is Miss Plump is the first upper amputee we've had on the show. Yeah, she's the first upper amputee we've had on the show. Yeah, so there's that. And now, like yourself, Chef, when I talked with Sister Plump earlier this week,
yes,
she's not very involved in the amputee community or an amputee with other amputee individuals as well. Are you, Sister?
No, I'm not. I've kind of just been living this life like a regular person, and not to say that I don't know other amputees, but I've kind of just been living my life the same way, just with a few tweaks.
Right. Does that? I would think. Okay, I'm writing this article right now, talking about one of the things that amputees may experience is the feeling of isolation when you become an amputee. Being that, and this is something that all of us can answer, that we're pretty much in a two-legged world or two-armed world. Did you have any feelings of isolation, Queen Plump, in dealing with your amputation 14 years ago? That isolation, you know what I mean?
I understand. No, I actually didn't experience that.
I'm looking
I
for.
I prospectively looked at my arm the same way I looked at as being a fat girl, or being the only being dark skinned, or being the only girl with a fro. I was
Squirrel Syndrome. Yes, ma'am. We were talking about that last week.
Yeah, so it was just something different, and those weren't the things that made me popular or made people like me or wanted to be around me. So when I lost my arm, I don't know how I did it, but I somehow just subconsciously just felt like, all right, well, this is just something else. You know what I'm saying? That makes me different, but people still like. As a matter of fact, there are people I thought that didn't like me who like me now because it was just so amazing that I survived. You know, they felt sorry for me that this happened to me. So it kind of showed me the other side of people, as a matter of fact. So no, it actually drew people to me. I didn't really isolate myself. I was just trying to. I'm just glad I was alive, to be quite honest. So I didn't really focus on that because again,
I think she froze there for a second. Chef, you there?
I'm there.
Are we back?
Yeah,
I've been there.
Okay, yeah. We just had a glitch for a second.
So yeah, I took this really well, and I really didn't do the isolating thing as far as my arm is concerned. Now, through life, that's a little different.
Okay.
And all of that was a little different.
I dig it.
But specifically with my amputation, no.
Yeah. Okay. Now we did. Oh yeah, Sis Chef, go ahead.
May I ask, how did your amputation happen?
I was in a car accident. A friend of mine, she fell asleep while driving. I'm from New York. We were on the southern state in Long Island. So the road pretty much does this for about 20, 30 minutes. Long story short, she fell asleep, woke up and saw that she wasn't on the road anymore and tried to get back on it. So from what she said, the car flipped over about 5 times. And yeah, because I wasn't awake for any of this. I didn't hear nothing, feel nothing, see nothing. I woke up in the hospital like this, and the nurse had to tell me that my arm was gone.
Do you think
Huh? Go ahead, Chef.
Do you think that was a blessing that you weren't awake for that while that was happening to you? Do you think it would have made a difference if you were awake?
Absolutely. I've seen other stories where people were awake for the whole thing. That's, I think, one of the reasons why I took it so well, because I don't have that residual trauma.
Okay.
I went to sleep and I woke up with one arm. Everything in the middle is not in my consciousness. Wow. So that kept me mentally. I'm going to assume mentally on point. I was trying to find out where my friend was when I woke up. I had no clue that my arm was gone.
Wow. We have joining us, Brother Omar. He was down at the bottom. I had to scroll down, brother, to bring you in. Welcome to the show, Brother Omar.
How you doing,
brother? Just reintroduce yourself very quickly to the audience, and we have Sister Plump Queen joining us as well.
Well, I'm Omar. I'm 46 years old. I lost my leg 16 years ago in a motorcycle accident. I'm from the Philadelphia.
And you're joining us from where, Brother Omar?
Philadelphia area, a little small town, 45 minutes on the outside of Philadelphia.
Roger that.
Pennsylvania.
I got a question about your story, Plump, really quickly. The friend that drove the car, are you guys still friends today?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Did you, it must have been, and we'll do this for another show, actually, talking about your guys' journey together after you lost your arm. I'm sure that she had a whole lot of damn feelings she's dealing with, even maybe today. I don't know, but we'll talk about that another time. Right. Today, what we want to talk about, Black Limbs Matter. I wanted to do this show today. Like I said, I originally started the podcast, or the thought of it is that I wanted to address the needs of Black amputees. Since doing the show, I think Chef and I have now come to realize that, first of all, our show, although will always be based in Blackness, because I'm Black, I don't know how to do no other way, is attracting a lot of different people. They like the symbol But I got a comment today. They love the logo. They love that damn logo, Chef. And so people are attracted to it. And so that's cool. I am letting folks know, hey, man, I got my certain philosophies and ideals. So this is an open forum show. And don't be too surprised what you hear. We're people living our lives, keeping it real, and trying to figure this shit out. So don't come here looking for no answers. Just come here with a seeking spirit, and you'll find what you need. That's what I think. So I say all that to say I wanted to do this show. It's Black History Month, which I think I might be opposed to.
Me too.
Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna let that stir. I just said that. I don't know why to say it. I just said it. Okay, Black History Month. And that's supposed to be a time when everyone in our nation has an eye turned towards the achievements, quote unquote, of so-called Black African Americans. Okay. I got a lot of quotes and all that shit I just said, but I am going to keep on rolling. And so accordingly, I thought, okay, let us participate in that. And it's always a good opportunity to open up some dialogue. Last year during Black History Month, it seemed that reparations were a big part of the discussion. That was on people's mind. It was in the milieu of the zeitgeist, of society. This year is going to be something probably different. But I wanted us to just talk about Black people, man, and where we are. What do you guys think are some of the issues that we're dealing with? What does the past mean in regards to our future? There's a lot going on right now in the news regarding Black people and this nation. As we get into that, Chef, this is a new feature we're going to start on the show, y'all. Chef going to be doing the news every week, and she's going to come up with some stories that she has found in the news. They may or may not be directly disabled or amputee related. They might just be world events or what have you. But it's an opportunity. This podcast is all about being heard. Our people and people like us being heard. So we need to talk about what we think about current events and things like that. So, Chef, you ready to go with the first little idea? And I'm going to ask each of you guys, thoughts of your concerns about what she's talking about. So what's the first one there, Chef?
Okay, well, first, I have a did you know? So I looked up 100 years ago today, since it's Black History Month, in Black history, what happened. And I came with 100 years ago today in Black history, on July 28th, 1917, around 10,000 Blacks were involved in a silent parade. So it was a protest basically for what we're going through now, Black Lives Matter. And it was over 10,000 African Americans. The women and children were white, represent innocence, and the men were Black. The whole protest was silent. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, the whole protest was silent besides drums. They had men in the front line playing drums, and men from the NAACP in the front lines as well, protecting the crowd. Over 20,000 onlookers were there witnessing the parade, the silent parade. It was in New York on 5th Avenue. You can look it up on Google. And they said that it was one of the world's most moving movements in the United States history. It caused people to weep, faint. Of course, it was just a very historical moment. So I thought that was pretty interesting when I Googled that.
What was it associated with? Was it associated with like maybe that Jamaican fella that wanted us to go back to Africa? What was it associated or attached to a movement? Marcus Garvey. Was it a part of the Marcus Garvey thing maybe?
I didn't read that. It didn't say anything about it Marcus Garvey movement. It was just a historical moment 100 years ago today, just for today.
Yeah.
I just
I
googled it
dig
for
it.
Black History Month. That was
Yeah.
just a did you know fact. But I was more interested in it was a group of 3 men and 3 women in Georgia, and they created and funded a first a black community in the United States. So they're the first ones to do that in Georgia. The housings are starting at the low 180,000s. It's in College Park, Georgia. It's a micro community. My mistake. And I'm sorry. It's called the Movement Mortgage. It's the nation's 6th largest retail mortgage lender, preferred lender for South Park cottages, and it's the first Black-owned developed micro community in the United States.
Wow.
Now, right, and it was only 6 people, 3 women and 3 Black men, who did this together. You can look it up. It's been circulating all over Black social media.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I also found that they're not the only ones who have done that in history. So the very first free Black community was in 1738, and they were enslaved, but they migrated to Florida, interestingly, and a man named Francisco Menendez. He was Black, but I'm sure because of the slave trade, that's how he got his name. You know what I mean? But yeah, he started that in 1738. So I feel like there's a long history of triumph in our culture, but we just have to go back in history and find it to know that we're able to do that again. And they proved that we're able to do that again in 2022. That's 200-some years ago. Like we're showing it's history repeating itself, but we need to see it at this point in time in order to keep growing.
You know, that's a great segue, because those stories were about community. And that is what I think is the most troublesome aspect of Black American life today, is the lack of community. And I'd like to ask each of our guests, tell us one thing that you think is a major issue concerning Black America that needs to be dealt with. And we'll let the lady go first, Brother Omar. Sister Plump, what do you think is just one thing that the Black community needs to address?
The lack of financial literacy. I think that is one of the major things, because we lack those skills. It's part of the reason why we have the mindsets that we do. We do the things that we do, is why we're at the bottom, because we don't know how to use money. I actually was just in a seminar before I got on here. It was teaching me about business, because I'm running a business, and there's a lot of stuff that I completely have never heard of. And these are things that in other communities are taught as children. You know, we're not taught to, balance a checkbook. We're not taught about trust. You know what I'm saying? Trust and things of that nature. We're not taught these things. We, at 18, we get in the mail. As soon as we turn 18, they send us credit cards. You know what I'm saying? So we want to spend that. We think that's money to spend, but we don't understand what an APR is. We don't, understand that about interest and things of that nature. So we start off with debt immediately. You know what I'm saying? Even going into college, we have to get these loans to do that. So we spend our whole adult lives trying to, pay that off. Even the mindset of money. We see money as success instead of being money as a tool to reach.
Right.
So like that education is one of the major issues that we have in our community.
Brother Omar, how about you? What do you think?
I mean, racism never really went nowhere, and it's here. So I mean, that's a strong one. And like you said, I mean, teaching our own a trade. You can't go to college, learn a trade. But nobody wants to listen. Young folks think they know everything. And nobody wants to learn nothing until it's too late.
Mm.
I think in the world that we live in, it's best to have a trade to fall back on and go to school. Teach our kids to have something else to fall back on if that don't work for you. That's what saved me. You know, I was working in the construction field, but when I got hurt, I knew I could go do painting, flooring. I had something else to fall back on. You know, I mean, you gotta, if something don't work for you, you gotta have another avenue.
Alternative
You know,
routes, alternative routes to success.
Yes, and it all starts at home. You know how we was raised.
There you go.
I was taught. You know, a lot of kids don't know. I mean, a lot of kids today don't even know how to wash clothes or like go grocery shopping to buy a family pack of chicken and break it up and write the date on it. You know, it's self-care in the world that we're living in. So, you know, I mean, it's a lot of things that can be taught at home. But, you know, everybody's so into the internet now. Everybody's on YouTube. Nobody wants to learn. Yeah. You can't even find, I'm in an area now where the kids don't even shovel snow no more, cut grass.
That was easy money.
You know? That's everything.
Yeah. That was easy money back then.
You can't find kids today to do that.
I hear you. I can hardly find folks to work for me. And everybody said they ain't got no job. They don't stay on the damn job long enough, man. Shit. Well, that's a different story.
I run into that a lot because the government.
Yeah, I know you do, brother.
The government.
I know you do in our business.
Made it easy for people to sit home now.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's hard. Nobody wants to.
Well, go back that's coming to an end. That's coming to an end. I hear they say they're going to stop some of them payments or something that the people were receiving. Like that's coming to an end. Like maybe it's over now. I'm not sure. But all that free money is going to dry up very, very quickly. Chef.
Nothing's free in this country. I'm going to just say that.
And we need to know that as a people. We need to know that as a people and understand that and know that with every gift, they got something behind their back that they're hiding from you. Anytime they're giving you something, I'm trying to look around their shoulder, see what you're hiding from.
People not getting that child tax credit that they think they're gonna get.
There you go. That's what. Yeah.
I saw a lot of people making fun of that on social media. Talk about, oh, what you gonna buy? What you gonna get you a new butt or you gonna get you a new car? What's your tax credit? Not knowing you ain't about to get none of that because they.
Why you say we ain't gonna get that?
Because they gave it to you with them stimulus checks.
Right.
America is a corporation. This is not a country. This is a business. Right. And if you know anything about business, you're in the business to make money. So anything that they give you, they're going to take back. That's why things are going to go up. You know what I'm saying? You have all this inflation.
That's why we had inflation. Exactly right. Because they knew we had money to burn.
They are going to get that money back from you one way or another.
Sister, I went to Stater Brothers. They goddamn a roast. I was gonna get a pot roast. I put that damn thing back. $119.
You're out your mind.
$119 for a pot roast. You can go down there and see it yourself.
And they put it out there for real.
I couldn't believe it. People, we were standing around looking at it. Who the hell's gonna buy that? I can't wait to see who's gonna spend $119 on a pot roast. The guy said, we can't change the price, Mr. Q. They tell us what the price is, and we put it on there. We said ourselves, that's going to be here, and we're going to wind up throwing it out. No one's in this town going to buy that damn pot roast. Yeah. But,
you can
Chef,
the food, you can throw the water, you can throw the people. I'm trying to tell you, it's starting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The gas, everything.
Our own food. This is why I grow our own food.
Gardens. Man, I wish my people would get more into it. Grow our own food.
Like I was saying, I think that community. See, when I was thinking about what's wrong with not what's wrong. When I think of the condition that our people are in, I was saying, for me, it always comes back to community. See, because community, the definition of it comprises a couple of different things. You've got to have people, of course, but it's also about, I wrote it down, those people got to have resources to build. Now, every other ethnic group in this country has an industry that their people kind of run. Okay. Mm-hmm. Asian people got hair industry. Indian people have the hotel industry, not the major chains, but all the little hotels around this country. Those are Indian people. There's a reason behind that. And I had to talk to a Hindu fella to find out, man, how all y'all damn Hindus get all these damn hotels? He said, the government give them to you. Mm-hmm. When we got here. Yep. I said, what? He said, yeah, man. When we got here, they basically said, here's a place where you and your family going to stay and you're going to run it. He said, after about 2-3 years, we own the place. He says it's been in our family ever since. That's been since the early 80s, he said. Yep. I said, he said, yeah, we had to wound up paying off, a very minimal amount. But he basically said the government gave them most of the money and put them into space. He said, we'd never even heard of Los Angeles, LAX area. We never heard of this place. They just put us there and we made a business. And now my cousin got one 3 blocks away. And then my other cousin got one in Santa Monica. I was like, damn. He said, everybody in the family works at the hotel.
Wow.
That's what
everybody there works. So the lady that was changing our sheets, that's one of their net relatives. The guy that was sweeping the parking lot when we pulled in, that's one of their relatives. I think it was their father, actually. I think it was the oldest one. Yeah.
That's Uncle Samson.
And they don't pay no rent.
Nope.
So when his family get here to the country, he say, they always keep 2 rooms that are never for rent. I said, why you do that? He said, that's for family. My family come over here from Mumbai. He said, they're going to stay here with me for 2 years. He says, we've been doing this, for years. So they'll stay here for 2 years. I say, why 2 years? He said, 2 years to take you before all your stuff is processed through the government, before you find out exactly how much money they're going to give you. He got a name for it. What happens when you run from a country because you think they might kill you?
Treason?
A refugee.
No.
They claim refugee status, and that's how they get that payout. He broke the whole thing down to me, sister. That he said, yeah, man, when I got here, they gave us about $350,000 to work with to settle down in America. They gave us over, a period of about 1.5 years, 2 years. It wound up about $350,000.
And that was
in the 80s. That was in the 80s. So just keep that in mind. Who knows what they get these days?
Oh, it's the same. The Indians, they all do it. They have, I think it's like a 7-year thing. They have, they get these loans.
He said something about 7 years.
And that's why they bring each other over. They do their 7-year bid. Then they go and then they put the business in the new person's name. So then that's
right. Yeah, he told me that too. Yes, ma'am.
And then they just keep doing that over and over and over again. That's what they do, and that's the discord. See, they allow foreigners. They give the foreigners all this stuff, so they give them a perspective of what America looks like compared to what we have to deal with. And this is how they discord. It's like a lot of Africans have it. I grew up around a lot of Nigerians, and a lot of the parents really didn't like Black people. They have this idea that we're just lazy and we're, and we have all these opportunities that we're not taking advantage of, not understanding that those opportunities are not
cut off from us, right?
They're giving it to y'all, making y'all think that this is the American dream to bring y'all on over here to start these businesses to make this money.
But now tell me something, sister. Here's where we get deep into it. Why do you think, in your experience, does the government do that specifically with Africans?
Because they need us to stay separate.
There you go.
Because Africa is where all the wealth comes from. That's where everything comes from. So they need us to be separate so we actually don't go back.
Go over there, yeah.
Because if we actually unite with each other, we will own everything. We will take everything.
Yeah, we'll know the truth, yeah.
They have to keep us fighting with each other, right. So they can be up top, just making all the rules. And that's how that is. Divide and conquer.
And they're winning.
And winning. Dr. Claude Anderson, in his book, I think that every black household in America needs a few books on their bookshelf. They are what we call the Holy Bible. You should have that on your bookshelf. Why? Because it is a great introspection into the way the mind of the devil works. So you should read the Bible. Next thing, every person should read Message to a Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That will help black families consider their bodies as temples. The other third book that I think every black family needs in this nation is Dr. Claude Anderson's Powernomics. That is the financial aspect and literacy that you're talking about, sister. He is, to me, the godfather of black finance in America and black economy. This man has a introspection on the past, the present, and a thought about the future of black people in this nation based totally on the economic principles in which our nation is run currently. Because I think that shit might be changing soon. That's why I say currently. Okay. Dr. Claude Anderson says Powernomics is the ability for blacks to pool resources and to have the power to produce, distribute, and consume those resources in a way that creates goods and wealth. My original premise, because we're not a cohesive community, we cannot have the economic power that Western society dictates is necessary to get things done, because that's what power is. The ability to get things done despite whatever resistance or opposition you might face. True power sees beyond those things and still accomplishes their goal. Powernomics is for black people. We need to define some industries for ourselves and basically run them. And unfortunately, I don't know how that can be really done legally. Because when you get down to it, it looks like there's always going to have to go through the government to get permission to make money in this damn country. Now, you can do things under the table. Yeah, we can hustle, sure. But I'm talking about to legitimize a black economy, we need an industry. I believe the greatest potential for those industries for black people lie in the emerging tech industry and in agriculture. We need to grow our own food and we need to build our own shit.
Well, I'm going to keep it real. I don't think we can accomplish that here because, as you said, the government is not about to allow us, you know what I'm saying, to be where they are. So we need to go somewhere else. We need to go, and I don't know where that is. You know what I'm saying? We would have to find a place, but this is a company. We live in a corporation, and they are not about to allow the CEOs is not about to allow the people at the bottom, you know what I'm saying, to have stake in their company. Just like any good business, you're not about to allow nobody else to run your business.
You don't want the employees to become management, except for the ones that you handpick.
Exactly. So
because they're going to follow the road, right?
And do that. And we're also going to change our mindset about what that is. See, when we think about success, we think about cars and, materialistic things.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
see that as success and, you know what I'm saying, and as what's important, and it's really not. We have to think about, again, being able to grow our own food. Think about the people in the Amazon. We might think that they live the most mundane lives, but they don't pay no taxes. They don't pay for nothing. They live off the land. They don't have the stresses that we have. And none of that. They have babies and all that stuff with our hospitals. You know what I'm saying? They cure themselves. They go through the same things in life, but they don't have to do the things that we do to live.
And they also don't allow colonizers. Like they do not allow none of that. Like I don't understand. Like I just don't understand how we became the people that we are today. It's frustrating. And I feel like we also need to learn unity. Like quit trying to get over on the next man or woman. Like if we understand that we're equal as one people, we can go so much further than where we are today. Like I don't know where greed concept came into play. when we all used to be together. Like there's so many in Africa, like there's communes, people have a role, you bring it all to one unit. Like I don't understand where we lost that programming.
Oh, the devil gave it to us, sister. When they came out of them caves up in Europe, you see, they had a mindset. And their mindset was that of individual survivalism, meaning there ain't nothing but one deer. I'd rather eat all this deer, me and my wife, than share it with the community. And maybe if all of us get a little deer, we can go out and get us 2 more deer. White men don't think that way. They devil. The devil is selfish. Okay? So that when that colonization and that philosophy, see, that's why, Sister Plump, I got some things to say about where we should go. I don't think we ought to go no damn place. I think this is our country. This is my land that my forefathers built. So I ain't leaving. I'd rather see them go somewhere. Y'all go back to wherever you came from, because my people were already here. So you going back where you come from. At any rate, that's why I was saying the Bible. You got to read that Bible, because those people that crafted it were very clever, putting in all the information we need to clearly see the veil that they done put in front of us. To see through that veil, you just got to understand that psychology, what they call it. Some of them, I think the Black Israelites call it trickology.
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance, that's a good one too. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got to understand that philosophy. And I think, and this is going to be the hardest part, I think, for us as a people, to expunge all traces of that philosophy from our being and connect with our true essence as Black people in this universe. And I don't know how to do that. I don't know. Because I like the internet. I like French fries. I like milkshakes. See, because the people in the Amazon, they don't have those things, and I've grown accustomed to them, and I kind of don't want to give them up. But maybe we gotta have to give some shit up in order for us to be truly free.
Yeah, the shit clearly. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you definitely have to give up. You have to sacrifice something. You know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice things for what you want.
A lot.
I have a different perspective that I don't know most people don't expect me to have when it comes down, like you say the devil when you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, colonizers and all. If we are the original people, you know what I'm saying, that would mean that white people, you know what I'm saying, come from us. That means we created them.
That's true.
So that means we created that problem. We are the ones who put them in those.
Yeah, we're their parents. Yeah.
We're their parents. So with that being said, we have to hold ourselves a lot more accountable. Because from my perspective, history is repeating itself, as you said. The very things that they do to us is what technically we did to them. We created something, realized that it wasn't the right thing to create, and then we just sent them off somewhere and banned them from where we are. If you look at all these movies, they do that. They create these monsters, these meta humans and all this other stuff. And once they can't control them, they kill them, you know what I'm saying, or turn them into weapons. Well, technically, that's what we did.
I understand.
We created something, you know what I'm saying, and made these things and then just isolated them and had them figure out how to survive on their own. So if we're going to do any changing, we have to start there with holding ourselves accountable. So what changes
What do you have to say about that, Omar?
What she's saying is right. I mean, we got to start somewhere. I mean, you got to look at what you want to do in life and are you going to be good at it? I mean, you can't start something late in life and not good at it and go to something else. I mean, you got to stick to it. Like you open up a business, you just can't close it. I mean, you just got to keep working. I mean, you got to find a way to make it work. You know, with me, you know, flooring was hard for me in the beginning, but now it got easier because people know my work. You know, but it's hard. One thing about that is it's hard to find a good employee.
Yes, Lord.
I mean, good help is hard to find.
Good help is hard. You know, one of the things that I understand I love what you were saying about how people that cannot be clearly identified as as descendants of the original man, okay, what we call black people. So what black people that aren't black, how they are the children of the original man, okay? And that as parents, we have to take a certain responsibility for their foolish ways and for the stuff that they do.
Okay, I got a question. I was sorry to cut you off, but once again, it starts at the home. The average family don't sit down and eat together. Everybody's on their phone. Mm-hmm. Everybody just walking in and doing what they want. Nobody, if you look at the household now, nobody comes in the house and sit down as a family and pray together and eat together. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's separated because of these electronics.
Right. And then they think you crazy if you want to go back to more traditional ways of doing something. They're like, you got to get hip. You got to.
It starts with church in the family. You ain't got church in the family and pray together, you don't have nothing. The household is lost now. It ain't like the early 80s when everybody's at grandma's house on Sunday.
Nope.
We got people now, like relationships. You don't see relationships like your grandparents.
Yes, relationships.
It's easy. It's easy to give up and walk away. Nobody fights for nothing now. It's just easy. I'd rather pay you, get a divorce, and leave. It's just the way of the world.
I'm going to throw out some thoughts, and I'd like each of you to take a round at just addressing the thought. Here's a thought. Leave the Democratic Party and vote your interest. Queen Plump, what do you think about that message to black people?
I don't think black people should vote. Democrat, Republican, two separate wings on the same bird. I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 in April. I've been living that long, but I have yet to see how either one of these parties, how the Democrats have helped the black community. I was born in the 80s. I lived through the 90s and the early 2000s. Shit is the same. So what is really voting getting you? We thought we was going to get, when we had Obama, we thought all we need is to get a black president. All we need is us in these seats. All we need is somebody that has our interest in these seats. But again, this is a corporation. This is a business. And the people in these seats work for this business, not us. It doesn't matter what they say they're supposed to do. The fact of the matter is they don't work for the people. They work for the corporation.
Sure do.
Omar? Black people should leave the Democratic Party and vote their interest.
Yes and no. I think, what she's saying does make sense a little bit. But, we got to vote. A lot of stuff that we vote these people in for, we don't see it go that way. It hurts us. A lot of things, with us being disabled, they're not helping us. They say you make $3 too much. You can't get certain help.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the healthcare, it's different. It'll hurt you. I met a few amputees that are in Canada. They get everything for free. Yep. We supposed to be in a country that doesn't really help us. They hurt us.
Hurt us.
And
you're on your own.
I'll be having $5,000 co-pays.
Yeah.
I might get a leg. I got to pay that 20%.
That's right. I had to pay for my silicone sleeve today when I went down the hill. Had to pay for that.
I just got to do 2 lines.
Yep.
I need it. Yep. I can't ignore it.
These are necessities that I got to have, so I got to pay.
The health care is through the roof when you disabled.
It sucks. There's a big bill, and we're going to get to you, Chef. There's a big bill, guys, and I'll talk about it next week. It's a 3-pronged bill that is being brought before Congress that I guess they're going to start voting on, or very soon they're going to vote on it. And it's about resources and funding specifically for Americans dealing with limb loss. It's in this month's Amputee magazine, and it's going to be a big topic of discussion at next month's Amputee Coalition here in Los Angeles. It's going to be a big topic of discussion. They really want people to write their congressmen and their representatives and tell them to vote on this thing that supposedly in 3 tiers gives more resources and funding to disabled Americans, specifically amputees. It's called like the limb loss bill or something. So keep our eyes on that as amputees. And even if you don't vote, know who is voting on it. At least, make yourself aware, Chef.
I know what's going on. I just choose not to,
I dig it. No, I dig it. And I think that that's a valid choice, sister. I think that that's a valid choice. Chef, what do you think? Black people leave the Democratic Party and vote your interest?
I didn't know all Black people were Democrats to begin with.
Me either.
But anyways, I feel
Most
like
of the Black people I know are Republicans. I'm gonna be honest with you.
we were in the beginning, but I feel like voting for presidency doesn't matter whatsoever. I think that's a pissing contest for old white women and men and coons to see who can shit on the United States the best. I feel like we need to focus on community voting. You need to know who runs your community. Why focus on the world when you need, or the bigger picture when you need to focus on where you live.
Right.
What's circulating with your money in your own community. We don't focus on that. So people are running shit that we don't have no idea what's going on. And we had no say so in it. Like, for instance, a lot of people didn't know what was being built in our town, and then it just pops up, and then that's when the focus goes to that, to that area. And so many bills and so many rules and laws have been passed, and we are all unaware of it because we're focused on the bigger picture that means nothing to us. So I feel like Black people need to focus on where you live, what's going on with your money in your community, and go from there. Like, voting for presidents, that's nothing. Like, that means nothing to us.
I dig that. Definitely, we need to have Black people definitely need to turn our attention towards our communal finances, the finances within our communities. The best way that we can do that is by identifying and supporting Black businesses in our communities, respectively, and trying to see if we can, how much shopping we can do with just Black businesses. So like in our town, I won't buy hair grease or any type of beauty products unless I can't get it from Sister Carrie. She owns the Black beauty shop here in our town, folks. And some products she's not going to have. I understand that. But if I can get it from her, I'd rather get it from her. I only get my hair cut by a Black barber. I only send my car to get washed at the Black car wash. Any dry cleaning I get, I send it to the Black dry cleaner. Even though he don't even want to say he Black, I still give it to him. I know what you are. Yeah, sister. I can tell you. I'll tell you that off camera, sister. I'll tell you that later, Chef. Anyway, it's okay, but support those Black businesses and recirculate those Black dollars. That's why I'm glad Brother Omar's here, because he has a business, and I want people to. And I'm gonna put the business here in this stream. I got it already typed out. What I want people to do is to reach out to Brother Omar. So when you need a home renovation, you need your floors done, he did brother, you did a hell of a job on them steps the other day. I showed my men that damn picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, you did all that in one day.
No, I'm still, actually, it's a process.
I thought so. Okay.
32 steps, but
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's about 4 days. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, I showed my men that damn picture. I said, man, we got to get them steps looking like this. Man, them steps are looking good, brother. At any rate, and doing our own businesses. College, okay, let me thought the next thought. I said it last week. Polygyny will save the Black family in America. Polygyny. That is either polygamy or polyamory will save the Black family. Polygyny or polygamy. Those are the two components. I'm going to go to Brother Omar first because it looks like Sister Queen has a lot to say on this subject. Brother Omar, what do you think about that statement? Polyamory will save the future of the Black family.
My question to you is, how do you think that, though? Does that mean let me get your insight on it? How do you think?
Yes. I'm totally in favor of polyamory. I believe that men should have more than one wife, as long as you can support them. I believe that at this state, it is one of the quickest routes to creating family legacy wealth, because why? You hopefully will have 3 incomes or 3 adults or more contributing to the income of the household. And to me, it's all about the children, the relationships and dynamics that they see the adults engaging in. So as long as they can be healthy, productive relationships that are caring, I won't say the word loving, but that are caring of one another and show mutual respect, I believe that that can work.
Yeah, I don't think I could deal with that one.
I hear you.
Why can't you do that as a family unit? Like, why do you have to be the man with all them wives? Like, why can't you?
I think that women can be
mama, cousin, brother, sister, auntie in one unit, like the Mexicans do, and get this shit, get this bread, and let's get it popping. Like, why you gotta be engaged in a relationship with these people in order to make it work economically? Do that shit as a family, like we're supposed to do. It ain't gotta be about being with men and women together as a unit. No, do that shit with your family. With your family. Like, I don't understand.
I think that we as Black people, we got to stop telling our children to leave the house at 18. I don't think we have to do that no more. I think our children are to stay in the house till they're about 25, if you ask me.
I agree.
If you ask me, to about 25, yeah, then I think you about ready to get out on your own. And because I ain't know shit before I was 30. So
no, seriously, you learn every day. Like, I was out of the house young. I had a smart mouth, so I understand where my mom went, when she get out of my house, But at the same time, if you're not mentally ready, I don't think a parent should make you leave. Like,
I agree.
Yes, you should teach me. Like, I was taught at a young age how to pay a bill. I was taught at a young age like how to maintain my hygiene. Like, my mom, I don't know, my mom she was there for me, just put it that way. Like, my mom taught me what a mom's supposed to teach a child, but at the same time, not all Black families are like that. Not all Black moms are like that. Not all children are capable or have the opportunity to live like that. But until you teach your children those aspects of life, they should not be out of the house. Like, I don't understand why you would send a young man or a young woman outside of the house and they don't even know how to wipe their ass correctly. That doesn't make any sense. You expect them to live and survive, and then don't come back to my house. Like, what the hell? Yeah. I'm gonna come back, bitch. I can't survive 3 days out in the streets. You didn't teach me shit. Right. And then you wonder why we grow up the way we grow up. Like, back to Omar. It starts in the house. Like, and I hate to be on. I'm 31. I feel like I'm grown, but I still respect my elders. But at the same time, y'all need to come on now. Y'all need to start recognizing shit for what it is. Start telling the truth in these households. Quit holding shit secrets. Like, that's how we're mentally screwed up.
I agree.
And then we come into this world and into this life all fucked up. Yep. And then can't hold regular relationships or conversations with people. Think the hood is where we're supposed to be permanently, or Section 8 is the way to live, or the project. No, we're better than that. You know what I mean? But if you don't instill that shit in the household, it's never gonna move with that person as they grow as an adult. And then we get the shit that we see today.
When I taught high school, it would always break my heart. There were literally students in my class. When you ask them, what are you going to do? Because I taught 10th and 12th graders. What are you going to do after school? After you graduate? Have a baby, get EDD? That was their goal. Collect my SSI, because I taught special ed kids. So they said, that's my plan. Mr. Q, I'll probably have a baby in a couple of years. If not this year, when I'm graduating, I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to do just like my mom did. I get SSI already. When I turn 18, my mom ain't going to get it no more. It's going to come to me then. So that's $900 already. I know I got off the top. I'm going to get EDD. I'm going to have a baby, and that's going to be my life. And I swear to Jesus, I ran into one of my girls last night at the 7-Eleven, and that is her life. That's her life.
You heard what she told you.
Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave this town?
I live
She
in
practices, I don't know what, man. Smart girl.
She said she heard what she told you. Her mama did it.
Her mom did it, yes. And she a smart woman. That girl was bright, tough as nails, girl. And I said, darling, it ain't too late. I said, you only got the one child. It's only 3 years old. I said, let's go to the community college. I told her this last night. I said, you come on by the office and you can go to community college for free, darling. She said, yeah, Mr. Q. I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to help you fill out the paperwork. We're going to get it done. I have you in school next semester. I ain't see her today, but I hope that she'll come and see me. That's a white girl. Don't matter to me what color you are. They all just children to me. She's just a child. So she need help. So all I see is a child in need. Lord, let me try to help her. But she was looking bad, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, it's really about mindset. To answer your question, the polygamy and the 18, that also segue to what I'm saying. I grew up in a polygamous home. So I know what it's like to be a child, to grow up with her mom as one of the wives, you know what I'm saying, of a situation like that. I've also experienced other people. I've seen, other relationships, and that dynamic where it worked, it didn't work in my household. And to, I guess, more softly say what Chef T was trying to say, I say this all the time. When you talk about wealth building, one man does not have to be sleeping with a whole bunch of women and having children with a bunch of women for us to wealth build. I have friends who are like right now, we friends, right? You got a business, Let's put our business, our resources together, to build a company together,
right.
You know what I'm saying, that we all can benefit from, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Me and you don't need to be they wives. Y'all don't need to be our husbands in order to do that. When you have a company, you have a tier. You have the CEO,
right.
CEO, such and such and such. Everybody ain't sleeping with each other, but everybody has their place in the business. So, and that is a part of our ancient culture, and it can work if we had the right mindset. But in this, we do not have the right mindset.
That's what fears me. Yeah,
we don't have it right with monogamy. I mean, just look at monogamous relationships. Divorce exists. So if you can't get it right with one person, what makes you think you're gonna get it right with a whole bunch of personalities?
Right.
So I just personally feel that us as Black people, period, just need to stick together as a community. We need to get out of this is my child, or like when I grew up in the projects, but my mom's never took me outside. The projects watched me. Every adult, you know what I'm saying, was an adult to me. They had the right to, not to say they could abuse me and nothing like that.
Yeah, right.
They had the right to check me and put me in place, you know what I'm saying, when my parents weren't around. You know what I'm saying? We all looked.
And your parents trusted them to do it.
To do that, because everybody has a level of trust. We don't have that in our community. Back to because everyone's trying to find their life. Most of our parents, you know what I'm saying, went through a whole lot of childhood traumas. I have a podcast right now specifically about childhood trauma. That's where that issue starts from. We're all still, honestly, children walking around with our childhood issues. Yeah. And you're having babies and having to teach them how to deal with stuff that you haven't even learned how to deal on your own. Yes. And the cycle gets continued. I deal with that in my own life. You know what I'm saying? My family went through a lot of traumatic things with my grandparents, you know what I'm saying? And they have tried to trickle that down onto us and my generation. And I'm the buck stops here.
Amen.
You know? So I'm making changes. I don't have children right now, but I am making changes. I'm trying to put myself in a position so when I do, you know what I'm saying, things could be different. I've been working on myself. Now, I'm not a Christian. I deal with African spirituality, but whoever it is that you decide to pray to, still, having that sense of to connection to the source, understanding that there's a higher power, understanding, you know what I'm saying, having that helps. Now, a lot of people are religious and they believe in God, but
that don't work.
Really, do you really practice that though?
Right.
Everybody is assumed to be a Christian, but do you actually practice it?
What you're saying,
and we're not just talking about praying when you're about to die, when the bullets in you know what I'm saying, the guns in your face. And
you should be walking in constant meditation and prayer.
Constant prayer.
Whatever it is. It shouldn't be just on Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Holla at
That's right.
them and all of that. It's like with me, I meditate daily. I talk to my ancestors daily. You know what I'm saying? At any moment where there's a time to give gratitude, I give it. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? So
Amen.
I stay connected to that. So that keeps me focused. That gives me a level of morale. I tend to think about other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Other than yourself all the time. Right.
absolutely. We have to have that unified front, but it's a mindset. We have to reprogram how we were taught. We were taught to be crabs in a barrel. You can go back to slavery. You know what I'm saying, the field slave and the, you know what I'm saying, the house slave. That was taught to us. We always find things to argue about or to have, some type of issue with.
Right.
Because
don't have an issue. Right.
White folk, let me tell you something. White people will sell a mama down the road for some bread.
Yeah, they will.
But they will also stick
Fight
together
to the death for their family.
enemy. They will link up
against a common enemy, right? And then they'll go back to being enemies again. Then they'll go back to being mad at each other.
Go back to enemies, but they got to make sure that they make sure that they're straight. Like, listen, we have a common interest, so I might not like you, but we still got a common interest. So let's work together to keep our interest on point, and then we can battle later.
That's right. We'll figure that out later, right? Yes, ma'am. I dig it. I dig it.
Different opinions. Not even nothing that's it. People fight over. People mad right now because Rihanna's pregnant.
That ain't got nothing to do with nobody but her.
She's
and Black America is in her business. She don't pay none of our bills.
No, but people are out there arguing right now, upset because she done got pregnant by A$AP Rocky. And why do you care? Oh, why do you care? Politics. You mad because you don't like Trump, you don't like Obama, you don't like this. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that absolutely does not matter. And it's almost like we need that because our lives are so, you know what I'm saying, so mundane.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction from dealing with ourselves. Exactly. That's all it is.
We need distractions from our lives. This is why we need to live for ourselves and get rid of our perspective on what success is. None of this
every day I'm trying to, you've been saying that several times throughout the night, and we're about running out of time, unfortunately. I do want us to talk about defining success or redefining success for Black America because, and I'm guilty of it, our success will not look like what we are used to seeing portrayed. Okay, that's what I mean. Our success as a people will not look like what we see being portrayed. And we'll talk about that another time. Now, I'm going to go through two more things real quick. No, a couple more things. I'm going to say no college for Black Americans. Go into business instead. Okay? Yeah, just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Immigration is the disintegration of Black community. Immigration is the disintegration of Black community. Meaning,
I see where you go. I see
there's a political agenda for them having all these immigrants coming in. The more immigrants come in, the less power Black Americans have. That's what I see. What do you think?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay,
I'm biased.
Go ahead.
What you got to say, Chef?
I'm in between. Because if you look at it, they could be assets if we get to them. If we don't let the people penetrate their minds. If we can do it first, we can use them as assets. We don't always have to look at people as enemy.
When they get here, you know where they put them usually in a Black neighborhood, right?
In our neighborhood.
Who takes care of them? Who takes care of them people? Who takes care of them Black people?
That's the government. See, the government sets that up. So again, for us, we need to start. What we need to start doing, if we would support the Black businesses that are in our communities, it doesn't matter if they're there or not. We spend our money there. It's about where we spend our money. So if we decide not to spend our money in those places,
I agree.
We open up business.
I agree. No Black person should go to a Chinese restaurant unless it's Black owned. Don't go to them Chinese restaurants in your hoods unless they're Black owned.
That's a fact.
Don't go to them. Brother Omar, what do you think about that immigration issue?
Well, we need them, then we don't, because if we open up a corner store, we don't support each other. They buy the gas stations, everybody run to them. We need self-support in our neighborhood. I live in a small town. You know, it's one on every corner. They get supported. A black person open up, they don't support it.
We'll support it. Not even black people will support it.
Yeah.
We don't support each other. We don't
Each other.
value each other. We don't see the value in each other. We see the value in other people.
If they support a store like they support a mixed CD, we'd be rich.
We'd be rich. Hey, Sister Chef,
Wealthy.
you know how I've been telling you, I've been giving them. Hey, y'all, I got my little oils, right? So I've been doing promos for my oils and in my community. So I put out a post in my community saying, hey, I'm looking for models to do the oil, and I'm going to give you the oil for free. All I want you to do is tell me about your experience. I said, I particularly want black women, 21 to whatever, because it don't matter how old. Do you know only one black person responded? I got 13 white ladies that sent me, Mr. Q, send me some of your oil.
I bet you did. They probably try to get 10. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop.
I got an inappropriate thought process about that, so I'm gonna just keep that in my head.
I'm like, what the hell?
I bet they did.
Maybe they Mr. Q. Hey, no, wait, not even being funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with that.
Of course they did.
Oh, Chef.
What you saying, Chef?
I said, I'm not even gonna be funny or throwing shade, but they probably thought she was like an old, you know what I mean, like an old sugar daddy trying to get some sugar.
Trying not to say,
but that's what I told him. Go pick it up at Sister Carrie's. You can see me. I said, going up to Sister Carrie's and get it.
You need a woman to do some shit like that for you.
I think
you know
so.
What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think so.
It's just an image thing. It's just an image thing.
The business website on there and everything, so people could know that it's legit. But I understand, right? I'm gonna take you up on that. Okay, here you go,
Mr. Q.
Here you go. Here you go. For too long. No, wait. How did I say it? Okay, the black elite, the current black elite, for the most part, need to be eliminated. We need to choose. Leaders need to be chosen out of our own community. So what I'm saying is that, in my opinion, the wrong people are choosing the so-called black leaders of America. Because I ain't choosing none of them.
At all. My leader is Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan. So unless he's talking, I care what them black folks up there saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because to me, it's a bunch of blah, 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 blah. Now, there are a few men that I like to listen to. Dr. Cornel West, but again, he's a little too liberal for me. But he is a smart motherfucker. He's a smart brother there, man. So I'm gonna listen to what he got to say. He married to a white lady, I think, unfortunately. Oh, what do y'all think? So how can he help us? Tell me.
Man. Well, okay, no. you know my perspective on interracial marriages. I'm not.
No. How can you help me?
Marriage. I'm not for it. I don't think that that's the right thing. But I cannot deny his intellect. You know what I'm saying? I can't deny his intellect.
Mr. Q, that man will always be biased because his wife is white.
I agree. That's what I think too.
Be biased. I can't trust you, player. Fuck out of here, man.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm sick of it.
I'm
sick of it. I can love everybody, but you're not on my team, player. You will always be biased against me and mine. Get out of here.
What do you think about that, Omar? What you think about that?
How are you putting Omar in the middle? I can't save you.
I want to see what you think.
Some things I'm just not going to touch in life. I just want to know how you think you're going to get 3 black women to live in one house with their children. It ain't happening.
You still on that? Yes, sir.
I'll say
he's shook. He's like, wait, he went there.
People can love who they want to love. That's your business. I'm not one of those black women who feel like, oh, we lost one. No, we didn't. If that's what you gravitate to, then I wouldn't want you to. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I want to live.
I understand where Chef T is coming. When you're talking about your leaders and politics and, listening to them, yes, you would have to take that into consideration because, like you said, his wife is personal. So I don't know anyone who's going to just go all right, extra Harriet Tubman when you're sleeping. That you know what I'm saying. You're not gonna call the white man a devil and your wife. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Yeah, right. Right. That's what I agree. I ain't arguing.
So that wouldn't be a person that I would, not to say that you shouldn't listen to them. If they know something about finances, who they sleeping with ain't got nothing to do with that. If they got information that you need, you should
take it in.
use that. But I wouldn't use them as my leader. And black people,
I agree.
Money. We think money equates to leadership. So this is why Beyonce and Jay-Z and them are the people who we think are our leaders. This is why people get canceled, because we expect them to have our same thought processes when they're just entertainers.
Right. And don't give a damn about nothing we going through, our finances or any of that.
But that's our fault. We're the ones.
That's our fault.
Celebrities and making LeBron James the leader of our movement. When all I do,
and instead of saying, LeBron, you're an athlete, we love you, but you're an athlete. You're not known for your political mind. Right.
So I wouldn't go to you for politics. How about you do with the black people, or you do the research? Who are the black people who are into politics, who spent their life? That's their expertise. That's what they do. So if finances is your expertise, then I'm gonna have you. You know what I'm saying, to teach me that. You know what I mean? We have to do that.
I agree.
You do. I agree with that 100%.
I agree with that 100%. Hey guys, we gone over time, but this has been such a damn good show, man. And we ain't even get through half my list. I ain't even get through half the list, so we got to do it again.
Yeah. Plum Queen on your page, Mr. Q?
You say what there, brother?
Is Plum Queen on your Facebook page?
She's on my, but it's not under. It's under her company name.
It's under another name. They kind of been censoring me for the past year or so I had to start a new page.
Tell them what your new name is on it.
Ampspire Media Houston.
And I'm gonna put all that in the show notes after we finish recording. All this will be in the show notes.
Okay.
So guys, it's been a great show. Thank you very much. Please, you're welcome back anytime. I love this interchange of ideas. We're going into so later on this month, we got a couple of special things happening. We're gonna have a dating game here online. Part 1 is supposed to be next week, and I'm still working on it. Okay. We're also going to do trivia next week. So we're going to have 30 minutes of black trivia, and I want to have different people in the room, and you're going to be able to punch a button, and whoever gets the answer right, we're going to have a little prize for the grand winner. We're going to have just a little prize, but something. It's mainly more of a community thing. We just want people to get together, try to answer some questions, and have a little fun. That's all it is. And then later coming up next month, we have a wonderful show. We're going to be doing next month about relating. It's all of our shows is about relationship with yourself, with your mates, with your children, and with your community. Yeah, those are the points that we're going to cover. So that's next month's feature is going to be about relationships. Every show is going to be about relationship. It might be relationship to self in regards to sports activities, because we're going to have a couple of athletes on, but it's all about relationship. Okay. So that's what's going to go happening and what's coming down the pike for us. Again, I just want to thank our guests for being here. I had a great time. I think we all did. And all their information will be in our show notes. So again, thank you, guests. And we'll see everyone else next week. See you next Wednesday.
All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Nice meeting everybody.
Nice meeting you all as well.
And I'm going to connect with everybody after we get out of here.
All right.
All righty.
Again, thanks a lot. That was a really great show, guys. We learned a whole lot. Starting next week, I'm going to wrap up every show with a 60-second sermon. That's what I called it. So starting next week, we're going to end every show with a 60-minute sermon by Mr. Q. All right. So we're going to see y'all next week. And if you'd like to be a part of our dating game next week, it's not too late to submit. All you have to do is contact me on our social media platforms. That's Ample Amputee Podcast. Ample Amputee Podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Twitter. All right. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week.